morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on okay, someone is giving us some good music to move on. Okay, thank you.
That's my phone. I
Wherever
forgot to
you
take
are
it
in the
off.
world, we are on the road to the 18th Annual Female Leadership Conference in Curaçao. And this year, of course, we're going to be virtual. You know why. And I'm so happy today to have as our guest Linda Richardson. Linda Richardson was a Minister of Education in the Netherlands Antilles. And she now has her own chat live show on aging and other interesting topics. Linda, how are you?
I am doing fine, Reyna. Thank you so much. And thank you for inviting me. And also, hello, hi to all of your viewers. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you. And we had this week is the International Women's Day. I mean, the whole week we will celebrate the whole month. How are you looking at an International Women's Day, a day for women? There is no day for men. How are you looking at it?
Well, to tell you the truth, Reyna, when I returned from Europe, I was one of the first people to start to celebrate International Women's Day in St. Martin. I was the first person to bring in the women agenda. I don't see them anymore. I think I used to get them from the steering committee in Curaçao. And so a few years after I got out of the scene a bit, I was a bit disappointed that no one had picked up that slack to bring awareness to what International Women's Day would mean for women all over the world. But this week, Reyna, I have been so excited because my own daughters are leading and are being trailblazers in this field right now. So this week, for example, Ife was the moderator and host of a very interesting panel discussion with women of influence and in the political atmosphere, including the Prime Minister, including the members of Parliament, female members of Parliament, including two of our ladies in Holland contesting elections in Holland, and including the Vice President of Collectivité of St. Martin. Since then, she has also been a motivational speaker this week for women, and tomorrow she's a motivational speaker at a big event on the French side. And then my youngest daughter.
What I'm hearing is that you led as a very good example for your own daughters.
Yes, and I think I did. I was so excited because also my youngest daughter, the one I call the Benjamin of the family, Yinka, on International Day, embarked on a new glass ceiling breaking career as the data science analyst. The data science director of Facebook. So she is now in Silicon Valley. Yes, she's a techie. Yes, thank you so much.
And we are using their forum.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Well,
Yes, Facebook.
Yes. It's true. So she used to work for Ernst & Young and based in Chicago, and she moved to Silicon Valley, and she's out there not far under Mr. Mark Zuckerberg himself as the data science manager with a lot of teams.
Congratulations. I mean,
thank you so much.
These are achievements that we have to celebrate.
Yes.
And realize that our daughters, because I'm happy with the career of my daughter too. Daughters are all standing not on our shoulders, but on the shoulders of those who went before us.
Yes.
But what you and me achieved, is because there were other great women on our island.
Exactly.
Who realized the value. But my question goes back: do you think there should be a International Day for men too?
Yes, I have no problems with that because I do believe that there's a lot of awareness that men sometimes are lacking. And I say that because, for example, in the health field that I have been dabbling in a bit with my program, Aging with Grace, when I interviewed the urologist, it really became clear how little we know about men's health and how little men, they don't go to the doctors, they're not aware, So I do believe that, yes, there should be also an International Day for women, but not for men. But don't forget, the International Day for Women came out of the issue of lack of equality for jobs, bad payment, not the same kind of payment, not having the same rights. Women at the time could not even open a bank account. So that is where that struggle came from. But we have, and also that they couldn't reach certain glass ceilings. It was not for them. That's why I'm so excited that, as I said, my daughter is breaking a glass ceiling as a tech. She's a tech brain. So, and so the issue of voting rights for women, the whole International Women's Day came out of those kind of struggles to get equal rights in some areas. So, and the equal rights, women rights was human rights in some areas. That one for men, that is not necessarily for the rights, but for more awareness of the men and where they stand in society, and more awareness. I think there should be a movement of making men more awareness, also of the responsibilities that many of them get to have.
One of the remarkable things for me is how so many women are happy that they are getting chocolates and roses on International Women's Day. While I don't think there is, up to today, up to this moment, a real reason for celebration, because so much has to be done yet.
Okay. I did not get any chocolate and any roses, and I don't need that.
Neither did I.
I don't need that. As I said to you, I was already, and I'm still very excited with what I see that my own daughters are doing, and the impact that, for example, Ife has not only in St. Martin, but throughout the Caribbean with what she's doing. So I'm already very happy that someone is picking up that baton. It's not an easy one. When you and then the theme for this year is accepting the challenge, choosing the challenge. As I want to let women know, when you choose a challenge, you have to be very courageous. Whenever you want to, the challenge leads to change. And whenever you want to change something, many times you might stand alone. Many times you will have a lot of opposition, and not only from men, also from women. So when I hear sometimes a woman giving these beautiful speeches, and I see some cowardly acts of them where they don't stand up to defend a cause or a vision, for me that means nothing. We have to now train women to accept the challenge and make the change, and even which means you stand alone, but you do what you have to do because you believe in something that is righteous, not only for yourself, but more importantly, for humanity and for the world.
Hearing you, I realized that one of the truths that we still have as women is that we don't unite. Yes. And whenever women are building islands, all small islands around themselves, instead of trying to get to a continent, one big, huge piece of land. And I experience it regularly. I will not stop doing this. I keep inviting especially younger women, to join our conference, and be part of it.
Yes.
And I'm sure because I have proof that they will benefit from it.
Right.
But still, everyone is building their own island, and they don't want to join. Why do you think that happens?
I think often that is because of insecurity. I think a lot of women are very insecure. They have an insecure built-in mechanism that they have to still try to get rid of. And so they do not see the value of working together, and they want to shine alone. But I think it's because of insecurity. Basically, I think it's a matter of insecurity with which they would need help. So I'm very excited to see sometimes the manner in which, again, I have to come back to my daughter because I'm still learning a lot from her too, from Ife, how she includes as much as possible women in her team, and as much as possible how she involves women and so forth. And sometimes I would say, well, that woman is trying to do the same thing you're trying to do, and she doesn't care. And what I taught my kids though, you can have a lot of ideas, and if someone steals it, don't worry because you get more.
You already get more. You were the first, so if they want to steal it,
take it, and they could never execute it the way in which you will execute it. So don't worry about it, And so that I am happy I include that in them. If they feel as, hey, this person is, don't worry. You tell it to them. If they want to steal it, they steal it. You have a better one, or they could never execute the way how it come out from you.
And they don't have all the tools and the little spices.
The little spices. And basically they have the passion. basically the passion to carry out certain things. You
Correct.
understand? Yeah, basically
And
the
I can
passion.
talk about that because I've been doing this conference for 18 years now.
Yes, yes, yes.
So many times people also started once, but they didn't continue.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
it has to do with if someone has been doing something for quite some time, you
Yes.
better join them, try to see how and why, because it will help you too. And
Yes.
one of the things, you know me, I'm not
Yeah.
afraid of competition.
Right. And the other person should not be either, but then you have to be also consistent, even if there's somebody else starts up something, it doesn't matter because ideas are in the air. Ideas are in the air, and it might be more than one person who will pick it up, but it is how you execute it, how consistent you are, what kind of people you bring to the table. I
Yes.
never knew that.
And another thing, people forget that you need one or more people to back you up. People who are not, you don't see them, but they are there.
Yes, they are
And
there.
I'm so grateful for these people.
Yes, you have your what I hear if you use that word, I see it also with the young people, your tribe. You have your tribe behind you.
Yes.
You have your team. Yes,
It's more than a tribe. I mean, I'm not talking about tribe because sometimes tribe people are followers. I'm talking about mentors, about people who already did things, who already know things.
Yes.
The tribe is okay, but if you cannot get anywhere without support.
Right.
And supporters, they have to be there first before the tribe is.
Right.
Don't forget, when you were talking about institute people, so many times the tribe people don't get it yet. Yes. You have to teach them. You have to show them. You have to prove them.
Yeah. So the idea is that people catch the dream.
Correct.
People, if you have a dream, that your people around you, whether it's up, downsides, wherever, that they also catch the dream. Otherwise, you will have to carry it alone and it could die. But as long as you keep having a group or a team or whatever, they get it and then everybody excited and then they can move on with it.
Yes.
So that's the idea. That and the idea is that not you get up and you do one thing once and then it's over. No, the idea is that you could continue because
the continuation
other people are there who understood it, and continuation is important. Consistency and continuation is important.
Yes. And you were talking about passion. Passion is so important because if you don't believe in it, if you yourself don't see it, because so many times people try to disappoint you. I had women calling me and telling me, stop doing that. We don't need that. We are already emancipated. And I'm not talking about emancipation. I didn't use that word.
Yeah.
About liberation. I didn't use that word,
Yeah.
But it's great to have a good, healthy-minded, great women, educated, supporting each other.
Yes.
Because so many times a lot of women thought by getting educated, by being in an executive position, that would exclude you from all the discrimination against women.
Yeah, but besides that,
it does not.
It does not. And besides that, getting education without having a vision, without being secure of yourself, then you're still not where you have to be. Because a lot of educated women are also victims of domestic violence. A lot of educated women are very insecure and try to cover that insecurity up by trying to be better than anybody else. A lot of educated women look down on other women. So getting education does not mean anything if you don't know how to use it and if you don't continue to develop, to work on your self-development. That is so important. You have to continue work on yourself. When you get that piece of paper, you have not reached. I'm a lifelong learner. You have not reached there. It might help you with a job, and then you might end up even in a job that you don't even like, a job that you don't even enjoy. And I'm a believer, you have to honor your soul. Do things that you like for your soul, and then you can help and honor other people.
But what you're saying is so right. Being educated and being unhappy is not what you work for. You work be educated, to get a degree, to get a top position, and to be happy. So you never should forget the women things that are our reality of every woman. Educated women, as you said, are also experiencing sexual harassment,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Discrimination for being women,
Domestic
being
violence.
alone, being alone
Alone.
in the
Yes.
corporate world, in the
Yes.
environment. Being alone most of the times also mean being excluded.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So that is why we have the conferences, because you can come together.
Right.
You and even though it's virtual, you can
Right.
come together. You can hear other women's story. They can prove and push you to be the best, better than you are
That's
already.
right. Right.
And what I personally love is the connections, the communications, the people
Yeah.
we have from 2004 when we started,
Right.
and who are
Right.
still following. We have a group, that's the tribe. We have a group of
Right.
people coming every year.
Yes.
And
Great.
if they cannot make it, they will feel very sorry because they are away for work or something like that.
Or something. Yes.
But the best thing that is happening is that we can still come together. And
Mm-hmm.
living in a country, on islands like we live, women are free to participate in whatever they want. So
That's
we are
right.
not limited. We don't have obstacles for
That's right.
going to an event like this.
That's right. That's right. That's right. But Reina,
What is,
I must compliment you on this endeavor. I've seen that you've done it for quite a while, and I think it's needed. I think it's great that you continue and you've been so consistent over the years. So I must compliment you.
the passion.
The passion, the fashion, yes, the fashion, and also the network, and also the making the contacts. I used to tell my kids to. I come back to that. It's good to have money, but it's better to have the right contacts. It's better to have the good contacts. It's better to have a network, because I have managed several times to get on a flight, for example, in first class, and I didn't pay for it, and some other person who had the money to pay for it didn't get on the flight. For example, it's because I was very nice to
Mhm.
the girl at the front desk, or because I was very nice to the manager, or because I said hello, whatever, and etc. But besides that, the good contacts, how you are kind to people, it really always comes back.
Yes, yes.
It always comes back.
And you have to prove yourself. So you have to be
Yes,
responsible, disciplined.
yes,
All those things
yes,
are very, very, very important. And I
yes.
meet so many young professionals, young female professionals. You talk with them, but it seems as if they think they already made it. They think they are
Well,
already there.
Well, there is a movement around the so-called millennials and the Z and K and V generation, whatever it is. Everything is fast food. Everything is microwave success, and everything is fast money. It's a bit frightening. It's a bit frightening. They do not want to take the time to learn from the those who have gone before them. And
They
so I
think
was
they already know.
they think they already know. I can see it right here in my country right now as we speak, the disasters that are happening because these young people think they already know. So, but I do believe that it's an issue all over the world. The younger generation, the much younger ones too, everything has to be fast, very swift. Microwave. They don't want to cook it, the food on the stove, but they want a microwave. Everything in microwave, and so also their life, and that's something which is a bit of a pity. That they don't take that time to really enjoy and really ingrained and let it really cook the different things within them. So that's true. Some of them, once they get a degree, they think they know it all and so forth.
And I write and speak about the class and professionalism, and it is such a pity every time when I get confirmation about what I'm saying,
Yes,
because
yes,
your class, your social class, also determines part of your success, not completely part of it.
mm-hmm.
And if you don't have the tools to play the life and work game, even with doesn't matter what degree you get, you will never be there, or you will never be accepted.
Exactly.
And that is one of the things I try to explain, but they don't believe me. because everybody think if they made it further than their grandmother, that they made it.
Well,
I
in a
believe
sense,
that,
if they make it further than grandmother, they made it a bit further. That doesn't mean that they made it. That's not the final point. And as for you, I want to let you know that the many rocks that are the many stones that you have thrown out there in the river has had ripple effect. And even if it has not maybe affected 1,000 people, it has affected some people who will affect other people. So
yes,
just keep on doing whatever you're doing. That is little pebble that you throw out there. Will, some people are picking it up, and young people are picking it up. Even those who might look like, I know it all and so on, they will pick it up, and they will remember you. It will
you
have an
know,
effect.
Linda. I'm not in competition with anyone. I don't need to be. But what I realized from very young, and my father was the person proving it to me. Do you think?
Yeah.
And they will follow. Do you think?
Yes.
So that is how this conference also started, because talking to people who stay behind the curtains and they don't want, they gave me, and I'm really grateful for each one of them. They gave me the material to do the work I'm doing, not only
Yes.
women's work, but my whole career.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
that is what I think that everyone should, every recently graduated person, male and female, should understand.
Yes.
Use the information you're getting around you,
Yes.
because
Yes.
that is paving the way for your success.
Yes.
And you cannot
I
say I know it myself, because up to today I don't know anything. I'm learning every second.
well, I know a lot, but I don't
Okay?
know
But I
everything.
made it. I made it. I dare to say I made it.
Yes. Yes. Of course you did. But I was going. Of course you did. And again, congratulations. I remember an all-female theater group, Quality Players, and it was the second female theater group in the Caribbean. And the ladies, I used to write, produce, direct, and at times when I play, they show up, even play myself. But the ladies who helped me and who inspired me, I would hear them in my ears. There's older ladies, and I learned a lot from them. I also, because I didn't really grow up in St. Martin, I grew up in Aruba, but a lot when they talked to me, I could hear the cultures, the matter culture, and I used to put it in my plays. And so it's indeed sometimes you learn so much more from others, and I definitely always learn from the elderly heads, and that's why also my program is also in honor of many of them that I've learned from, and I will continue to learn from.
Linda, one of the things that we are experiencing now, and I didn't see anywhere on our islands that they were showing the amount of women and male, but the whole problem with the COVID now. A lot of women, a lot of households headed only by women are suffering, because all those females who lost their jobs because of this, all those who usually didn't have to take care of their own kids and who are stuck now with the kids, all those who are going through so many emotional, mental problems because of this unexpected reality. What is your message for them, for that woman?
Well, yes, I have been made very painfully aware of the whole pandemic from the beginning. I was about to start a TV and radio program on Aging with Grace, something that I was birthing for years. I was birthing it because I saw that as we age, a lot of people were not really taking care of themselves to age gracefully. And if you're not aging gracefully, you become dependent on other people. You become a serious supporter of the pharma industry and of the doctors and so forth. So I had to work out the whole thing to launch last year on TV. And when the pandemic came, and I became aware of what it's doing for the senior citizens. Remember when it came, the first group that was being targeted were the senior citizens. They were the
Mm-hmm.
most vulnerable group, and they had to go in isolation and so forth, which was horrible because in my work with senior citizens, one of the things that they were going to lose was that social contact that they so badly need at a time when some of them might start to get dementia and Alzheimer's. because I was involved in several groups, and they would come together like 3 times a week, play a little bridge, play a little game. Some time ago, I was involved in going and teaching them movement and exercise just to get them moving a bit. So I became very concerned with that group. Also, that group often is the group that goes to church. That is their social gathering. That is their social contact. And so I have decided then to start with this program online. I really, before that, I never liked the whole Facebook stuff, by the way. And but that forced me to get there. I do not know if you saw my first program. The first program, I was lopsided, so that people had to be looking like that at me. But it doesn't matter. Eventually, now we have over 34 episodes. I have taken 2 breaks. Right now, I'm on a break, getting some more information. But it is true that women were hardest hit. One, the loss of job. 2, if they didn't lose a job, they were underpaid because then the hours are being cut.
Yes.
3, then they cannot pay the rent, and then they get an abuse, or some of them becoming homeless or have to go and live with their family. As you know, Reyna, many of our women here in our islands are heading the household alone. So that is an extra strain. And so, they might have had food for the kids and so forth. We are grateful that at least we have a food assistance program that was handed out, being helped by the Dutch government, and also other organizations, churches, and so forth. But I do believe that indeed women have been seriously hit, and those who are at home with a partner have also been abused physically, because you got the incidences of domestic violence. In talking to one of the safe havens in St. Martin, they explained to me how many women have had to run. The place is full right now. If I speak, I think the place is full because of domestic violence. Because maybe people before, when the man goes out to work, the woman goes out to work, they come back together in the evening, and then they see each other barely. But seeing each other every day, and if the man gets frustrated because his money gone down, and he lashes out at the women and children, I think women have had a rough time in the entire pandemic age and time. And I'm really praying for returning to some sort of normalcy, so that some of these women could be helped. But at the same time, Reyna, I must say, because of the work that my daughter is doing in teaching entrepreneurship, a lot of women who were home and who didn't know what to do have suddenly developed into little entrepreneurs. They might not have
that's a great thing.
Yeah. And also others develop into planters and growers, with incredible things. If they have done
going back in time.
Yes, have done great things. So a lot of women have turned out to be great entrepreneurs. They might not have all of their checks and balances in order, but at least they have been started to make money to feed their children and to take care of themselves in all possible ways. It has been incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And that
it's happening here too. And I think that sometimes you need to be pushed in a direction that you did not expect to be pushed in.
Exactly.
And that is the positive side.
Exactly.
That's the positive side.
Exactly. My daughter has had students, one who don't speak the language here, 2 who might not even know how to read and write, but they can either make a beautiful cake or make a nice drawing, and they have got such a confidence because of the money which she taught them, that they can now be out on their own, and they might not be necessarily able to go and fix up our tax papers. A lot of us can't anyway. But at least they are taking care of their own household, and this on a small little degree. It's little mini entrepreneurs that are assisting and helping the load not only of their household but of the society.
That is definitely also one of the topics we are pushing on the road to our 18th annual Female Leadership Conference. We push to have more women be their own best and their own self. And one of the things that you can do, even if you have a full-time job, you can do it next to it, or you can do it full-time. Do your own thing. Do your business, especially when you have little children, that you can be there and watch over them yourself. Because the satisfaction is priceless.
Right.
Satisfaction of doing that is priceless.
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
and
Right.
some too many people only think for having a career in the government or somewhere else, but you can create your own career at any
Yes.
age. At
Right.
any
Right.
age.
Right. Right. Well, at any
Okay.
age. Okay. All right.
Yes. Thank you so much, Linda, and I'm so happy that we had this conversation. I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah. Thank you.
this will not be the only one because we have to come back on the part of growing older,
Oh,
especially on our
aging.
islands.
Okay. Great.
And I really thank you. Continue the way you are.
Thank
Great.
you so much. Also,
And
thank you for the
yes,
invitation.
and
And you can
I
call on me
also want
anytime.
to. What did you say?
You can call on me anytime.
Of course, I know. Thank you. And I also want to thank you who have been following us, who are there, and with your
Yes.
react. I will come back to them later. And
Okay.
don't forget to like and share because we
Oh,
have
I have
to
to. Yes, I
be
will have to do that. Yes.
together.
Yes.
Together, we're
Yes.
going to the 18th Annual Female
Do
Leadership
that. Yes.
Conference.
Like and
Here,
share.
our topic
So
is leading by example. And I'm
great.
happy that you will be there wherever you are in the world because we're virtual.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway,
Yes.
be good.
I might
Be,
be in. I might be in Silicon Valley.
of course, and being with us. Now you may
Yes.
will be there, but still
I will.
communicating with us
Yes. Yes.
as
Of course.
possible.
Of course. Of course. Of course. Have a
Thank you so
wonderful day.
much.
Have a wonderful
Have a,
week. And again,
yes, have a great
to
weekend. Have a
everybody,
great weekend.
International Women's Day is not only the day; it's the entire week, it's the entire month. And take up the challenge and be courageous and do whatever you want to do.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and share. Be good.
Thank you so much.
Be safe.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.